All right, y'all, headed out here to work on my buddy's 83 Hatteras motor yacht. We're going to do some air conditioning work. We're going to change out a pump and wire in a new pump control box. Check it out. Hey, y'all, here on buddy's Hatteras 53 motor yacht. We're going to be working on some of the air conditioning systems today. That white box below those two blue boxes is what runs the air conditioning water circulation pump. You can see all the air conditioning units right there. They actually sit right here in the engine room. But that box at the bottom is not working very well anymore, and we're going to go ahead and change it out to something more modern, and it should help solve most of his problems. All right, crawled in here into the engine room, pulled the cover off of that box. This is the old school box that you're going to see. It's got some circuit cards. There's multiple circuit cards, power ins and power outs. That's all going to get consolidated. So it's going to get consolidated into this this box here. Very simple. This is going to be power in, so to the pump. This is power out to the pump. There is a contactor inside of here, and this is set up to take 8 different inputs to turn on the contactor. So this is really just a relay that controls the pump turning on and off. So it doesn't care if any one air conditioner is on or off. It just cares that when one air conditioner is on, that the pump is on. So that it circulates water through all of them, regardless of which air conditioner is on. So if any one air conditioner turns on, any one of these contacts will turn on the pump and flow water through these coils right here, right? So all of these coils have raw water rolling through them at any one time. All right, we're gonna make sure the power's off to everything. That's what we do. We sort of mess with electrical stuff, and then we're gonna get to changing this thing out. We'll show you how it goes. Okay, we turned the power off. Did that via this circuit breaker panel here, and then we're going to grab the multimeter, confirm the power's off before we start touching any wires. That'll be the next step. But again, make sure all the power's off before you do any electrical work. All right, first thing we did was pull out the pump signal wires. And to do that, we took them off pair by pair and taped them. So as we pull them back through those grommets, we don't lose the signal wires and know which ones go to which one, because they're all the same color. So by taping them off in pairs, that allows us to reinstall them on the new box without having to shoot the wires all the way back to the ACs. Next, we're going to pull out the power wires, the in and out power wires to the pump, and then this box will be ready to come off the wall. All right, so the fun part of working on a boat when you're doing the air conditioning is you don't get any air conditioning. It's getting mighty hot down here, but we have all the wires out. Everything's bundled except for the line out to the pump. That's differentiator. So all the wires are pulled. We just have to get the box off the wall. It looks like it's a square drive. And so once the right tool, we'll get this box off the wall, get the new one mounted up, and wire this thing up. All right, found the square drives, got the old box off, a little bit of rot there. We're going to clean that up. We're also going to probably orient the box this direction to facilitate getting the line in and line out. And we may need to extend some of the signal wires because the box is a bit smaller than the original. The footprint will be fine. We'll be able to get in solid wood and get a good hard mount. We're going to find some screws right now, and then we're going to get to wiring this thing. All right, y'all, here we go. Got the new box mounted. Found some good solid wood there. We opted to mount it this direction because that lined up the pump in and out contacts with the original wires. We will probably have to extend these signal wires just a little bit to get up to these. But other than that, we're about to start putting all these wires in. What you're going to see as the next picture, that'll all be on there. But as we put all these in and make these connections, we're going to be very careful to use dielectric grease on everything to help any kind of corrosion challenges and make sure that these are making good solid connections and stay as good solid connections from now until when hopefully the last time this boat needs to replace this particular relay. All right, y'all, new box is on, mounted and wired. So not completely done. We're going to test it out. We had to extend some of those wires and make them the right size. But everything is back in place, and we're going to go ahead and test this thing out and see what happens. All right, folks, in true boat fashion, we got everything hooked up, but we only have one leg
of the 220, so we're getting 120 on one side. We should be getting 120 on the other side of both of them, and so we are now pulling off the circuit breaker panel to see why we are not getting power from that panel to this box. The box is functioning properly. We're getting signals from the air conditioners. We're just not getting the pump to turn on because we only have half the voltage we need. All right, folks, so looks like the pump got installed with 220 wiring, but we only have 110 to the box, which is fine. But we're gonna have to get that monster out of the pit and rewire it per the low voltage wiring instructions that are actually right on the case.
All right, y'all. So last time we said we were going to get the motor out. We're going to test it and rewire it. Here you go. It is now sitting on top of a turbo. What we're going to do is we're going to rewire the terminals in conjunction with the schematic on the motor, and then we're going to test it before we put it back in, so we don't have to do this twice. And then that should be it. Once it goes back in, start pumping water and everything will be amazing.
Okay, we're back in here. We've got the pump taken apart here. We're gonna pull those wires out. You can see there's 4 different terminals. And then what you see on the side over here is a different wiring schematic for low voltage, meaning 110, 115, or high voltage 220. So universal pump, but to change that, you have to move these terminals around, get them congruent with that different schematic on the other side. So next thing we'll do is we'll move those wires around, and then hopefully we'll test the pump before we reinstall it. All right, we got it rewired. Before we put anything back together, we're gonna test it. We have the new control box. That red light showing power. When one of those lights turns green, which is a signal, there we go, the pump is running. Great success. So we know the pump is now good. We know it is wired correctly, and we are ready to put it back together. I love it when a plan comes together. All right, everything's up and working. Got the wiring cleaned up. We're back on. The owner's going to put the pump motor back in, and then he will have air conditioning again. So sometimes it's just replacing an old part on an older boat with something more modern. Make it a whole lot more reliable and a whole lot more comfortable when you're out on the water. If this was valuable to you, please hit like, subscribe, smash the bell so you don't miss future videos, and we'll see you next time.